I mean, I just remember when you were doing play-by-play for the Chargers, and there was one game they were playing the Seahawks, and they were on their own 1-yard line, and Humphries hit Tony Martin. What was the line that you had then? It
It
was like,
was a third down play, and we had to win, and we were getting our butts kicked up there. They were blitzing the hell out of him. We couldn't pass block to protect Humphries, and Humphries was just a courageous quarterback. He'd stand in the pocket, and he'd make plays and take hits. And we got pinned back to the 1 yard line, and they were blitzing, and he was getting knocked down on every play. And so it was a third down at the one going the other way. And I said, third down and 99. And I
yeah.
turned to Pat Curran and I said, what do you do? And Pat said, throw it. And I turned to Jim Laslovic. I said, what do you do? He says, throw it deep to Tony Martin. And they ran a slant, and Seattle blitzed him in the end zone. And Stan stood in there and hit Tony on a crossing pattern right over the middle. And Tony ran 99 yards for a touchdown. And the team it exploded. Then we went on to bury the Seahawks that day. I didn't devise that play. I said third and 99, and next thing you know, the ball is in the end zone. But people ask me about the Super Bowl season that we had. We never thought we were going to be that good, but it just came together, and it got better and better as the season went on. And then we won all these big games. We killed the Raiders up in Los Angeles, and I remember their quarterback, I think it was Jeff Hostetler, threw 3 interceptions. We took back for scores. We went to Kansas City, which we never, ever won. And we kicked their butt in a penalty-prone game. I'd never, ever seen that kind of stuff on the field. And we had a bunch of flags at the end of the first half and a really nasty incident. And Marty Schottenheimer, the Chiefs coach at that point, came on the field. And Humphries had been taking a pounding, and right before halftime, I think we were losing 7-3. It was just a nasty game, and Stan got blitzed and got knocked down. And as he was getting up, he got kicked by either Derek Thomas or Neil Smith. And I saw it, and they threw a flag. And Schottenheimer came storming off the bench, came all the way out to the hash marks, which you can't do that. He was screaming at the refs about Humphries kicking Neil Smith. It was Neil Smith who kicked him. We had a huge right tackle, Stan Brock, 6'7",
yeah.
great guy. Stan had helped Humphries up off the ground. He saw Marty coming on the field. Stan crossed the field, and he shoved Marty, almost knocked him down. Another flag. Now everybody's pushing and shoving. So they sorted it all out. Nobody got ejected, but there were like 4 personal fouls, all offsetting. So this is right before halftime. So we sit on the ball. We go to the locker room down 7-3, and Bobby Ross, who is just furious. Bobby's coming off the field, crossing paths with Schottenheimer, and he said something to Marty, and Marty stopped, and they didn't like each other. Bobby was running up the tunnel to go to the locker room at halftime. Fans are going crazy, and he shook his fist at the fans. We came out in the second half. I don't know what he said to the team at halftime. We came out in the second half, and we ran the ball down their throat. We ran them into the parking lot. We beat them. And that was the catalyst. It brought the team together. It galvanized the team. They won for all for one. And we went on this tremendous run and got to the playoffs and beat Miami in the mud, and went to Pittsburgh, where I thought we were going to get run out of the stadium under the Ohio River, and we beat the Steelers at the end of the game, and went to the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, we played the greatest offense in modern day NFL football, and Steve Young threw 6 touchdown passes in the Super Bowl. But, I mean, you only experience that once in your life, to see a team come together, galvanize themselves, see them galvanize the community.
Exactly.
John, it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was right around Christmas time. I used to drive home from the old 690 studios, and you see all the hotels, and they had Christmas lights in the form of a lightning bolt in all the windows. Town has never ever been the same like that. So it was just a really special time. But those are small windows because teams change, injuries. We had terrible time tragedies. We lost 10 players off that Super Bowl team who died.
Yeah.
A couple of coaches passed on. It's really been tough. But you never forget you never forget the Super Bowl, but you never forget the journey to get to the Super Bowl. And that's my memory.